Hi, this is Delina Watson, and I wanted to just share kind of an update about what's been going on. And I thought, as certain themes have been emerging in the sessions over the last week and almost week and a half, I might share some things because I figure if the same theme is coming up for a lot of people, then there's probably a lot more people having the same issues and questions and trying to figure out how to navigate this time when we're in a social shelter in place lockdown. And today is March 31st, 2020. And so we just got the word that we are definitely in a lockdown for another 30 days for sure. So one of the big themes that has been coming up over the past 10 days with people is social contact. And we know from research that we are social creatures. We are designed to have contact, and we actually need that to be healthy. There's a lot of research on people who are older, and they have actually shortened lifespans and more illness when they have less social contact. And even some of that social contact for the elderly is important that they are speaking. So things like the phone or a video chat is going to be really important for them because it's also moving their lungs and their lung capacity and keeping their lungs clear. So it's not just social contact, but it's almost even how we have social contact. And right now we don't really have a lot of touch. And so people who are living alone, people, maybe their kids are grown or they never did have kids, people without a partner, this can be really, really tough. It can also be really tough on people who they are pretty used to being very, very social, and then suddenly it feels like everything has stopped and that they're cut off from people. So I want to talk a little bit about thinking about creative ways to keep up your social contact. So what are some things that you can do that maybe you can actually meet in person but keep the social distancing rules? Meeting outside is a really great option, and still kind of keeping that distance between you. There was a photo I saw of a mom's group where each person had pulled up in their vehicle and opened their trunk or their hatch. Most of them had some sort of SUV, and they were opening their hatches and having a shared breakfast with each person in the back of their vehicles. And they were still able to talk to each other and get that face-to-face communication. Another thing for some of the sporty people out there, I've seen some people out playing basketball where maybe each person is only using their own basketball. They're not rebounding for each other. They're not defending, but it is a still time that they can get out. And really what we call that is parallel play. And that's something that we all did when we were about 2 and 3 years old. We didn't do cooperative play well, and but it was still important for us to be with somebody and working side by side doing our own thing. Obviously, most of us have some form of technology that we are able to use some sort of video. So people with the Apple products are able to use FaceTime. Everybody's able to use some Skype. Zoom is a popular plan. I know there's some other video messaging apps that you might already have. So thinking about setting up some meetings with people, with family members, with friends. You could even decide that you want a meal together. And so everybody prepares their own meal and you get your coffee or whatever you're having, and you can join together in that way. And especially if you're used to doing a ritual planned meal, so like say every Friday night, you have dinner with a certain group of people, and then so you could be doing that through video now, just to keep up some sense of normalcy, because that's really important. I'm hearing people with baby showers, and they're doing virtual baby showers now. And so maybe everybody's sending gifts ahead of time. You could do this with birthdays, sending gifts. And then at the meeting time or the party time, everybody's on video and gets to see the gifts being unwrapped, gets to see the reaction of the receiver, you know, things like that. There's also some different party games that we can still play online, people answering funny questions. So just use your imagination. Clearly, The phone, the text, the emails, they all still work. All of our social media outlets still work, and our social media platforms and apps, those are great. And then I want to also encourage you to get outside and walk your neighborhood. Again, keeping distance, being safe in that way. But I think it's also important to realize that we're all still people, and we're all still here, and we're all still moving about our days. And it's important to actually see other human beings. I think that is a huge part of not feeling so isolated, is actually seeing other people out and about. Definitely saying hello. I've noticed neighbors that never said hello before are suddenly being more friendly and craving that connection. You know, another piece is maybe even driving around. And some people might be old enough to remember the concept of a Sunday drive. And really, it was after most people were going to church. And then after lunch, they would pack the family in the whole car and just go for a drive. And it wasn't necessarily, maybe they stopped and had a picnic, but maybe not. Maybe it was just driving around, looking at houses, looking at the countryside, kind of just taking that time to relax and see something new. As you're driving around, you're going to see people as well. Give yourself a chance to be a little more friendly and wave and shout hello to some people. So I just want to encourage you, you're creative. You may be creative in ways you don't even realize yet. So I'm just encouraging you, be creative, connect, and find out that you're not the only one out there. You're not as isolated as you think. So good luck and stay safe.